Talking about Souls for Souls and how the nonprofit is creating real economic change in developing nations by using new and gently worn shoes as resources to help people start and sustain their own small businesses. My guest is Buddy Teaster. He's the president and CEO of Souls for Souls. And during the break, we were talking about how these people are able to make money, sometimes triple their income simply by selling shoes.
Well, not simply, right? Because oftentimes, Tawanda, they have access, they're already selling shoes sometimes,
okay,
right? But because they're small business people, they're at the end of the supply chain. They have the worst quality shoes at the highest price, right? It might go from a thrift store here in America to an outlet store to a broker to a broker to a broker. So by the time it gets to her, all the good stuff's been taken out and the price has been raised, right? So let's say that she is paying $8 for a pair of shoes that are not very good, that she can get $10 for in the market, right? The market price works the same everywhere. The market sets that price. What we're able to do is go in and take out all the middlemen. So in Haiti, for example, we work with right now one partner, but we're hoping to expand. And we sell them the shoes. They're able to make a little bit of money that they put back into their school, into their microcredit program, and to training others to be literate. Fantastic. So they get to make some money, but she's now getting the shoes for $4 a pair. So her income literally overnight triples.
Right.
And very quickly they put that money to work taking care of their family. So that's the transformation that can happen with it. Goes right from your closet to her market stand, and she's able then to build a house in 2 years. It's remarkable to me that there's a lot of steps in there, but it's that simple of getting it from your closet to it being transformed into something that can change the woman's life, her kid's life, and her grandchildren's life, right? So now we're not talking about 1 year, we're talking about potentially 30 years of being a better outcome.
Something we take for granted.
We all have it in our closet right now.
Exactly. Yeah. You have written a book called Shoestrings, and in the book you talk a lot about the people that you've had an opportunity to work with, both within the organization as well as some of the folks that you're helping in these other countries. Why did you want to write a book?
So when I came, as you said, at Souls for Souls, the future was uncertain, right? There was a lot of, are we going to make it? And we felt that, right? Financially, reputationally, there were a lot of reasons to question that. Now that we're back on good financial footing, we've rebuilt our board, we have an amazing team, it seemed like the right time to tell this story, especially when we've seen the great results from our microenterprise efforts. And rather than tell that story from one person's perspective, me, this is a great time to tell the stories of everybody involved, from the woman who is selling shoes in Transnistria, to the person who collected them here in the US, to our corporate partners who donate new shoes. And I was able to, with a lot of help, get 25 people's stories out there. And there's nothing better about that. I mean, there's one young woman, she's been collecting shoes for us since 2010. She started when she was 15. She and her family have collected 300,000 pairs of shoes. Right? So I mean, and it has transformed so many parts of her life, right? So here's a middle-class girl going to a Catholic high school. She's got every opportunity, and this clicked with her, and now she's known as the shoe person, and it affected how she applied to schools, what she studied, and maybe she's going to come to work for us next year when she graduates. And she and her family have traveled to Haiti, so they've seen it hands-on. It is remarkable to be a part of an organization that can help somebody transform their lives and in the process affect so many others. That's a great thing.
It must be a wonderful
it's a great thing
for you.
It's a great thing.
And the proceeds from the book go back
100%,
to the organization.
Absolutely. So this book is really only to tell the story, to create more awareness for Souls, whether it's you cleaning out your closet or finding more corporate partners who have excess inventory that maybe right now some of them are actually putting in the trash.
Yeah.
There are ways to put that stuff to better use, so we want to tell that story. But we felt the best way to do that was to give sort of real life examples of everyday people who don't have superpowers, who don't have gigantic checkbooks, and yet who can have profound impact around the world.
How can we as the community help? I know there are ways that we can hold our own shoe drives, and you also have some programs in the metro schools, don't you?
We do. That's one of the things that I'm proudest of what's happened in the last few years is how reconnected we've gotten to Nashville. So when I came, it was not a priority, and that seemed crazy to me. That this is our home. We should be a part of that. And in 2013, there was an article in the Tennessean that talked about the poverty rates here, especially among kids. And so I sort of cut it out and said it with our team. And I said, like, we got to be a part of this. And very quickly, so that was in April, and by May, we had partnered with Metro Schools to distribute shoes for the summer. So kids go home. They have a tough time, right? I mean, the parents maybe don't have, they're like, we'll get you on some when you go back to school. So that began a partnership that is now, we continue to do that. We just finished our 5th year of distributing shoes to younger kids in Metro Schools. But this is our 4th year of what it's part of the capstone program every senior has to go through. And we have 3 high schools involved. And this year was 12 students who, it's amazing to me what they do. So they research the micro enterprise world, kind of what that means. They plan and execute their own shoe drive. This year the schools collected 3,000 pairs of shoes altogether. But they have to like cold call. I mean, it's not easy. Like they learn a lot about that. They have to do a presentation in a room full. This year was 100 people. Wow. It's a big deal. And then they travel with us. So they went to Honduras this year. So it's this whole experience, and it's a way to be a part of this community, right? We're distributing shoes, we are collecting shoes, we are impacting education, and it's all, I mean, not this year, but in the previous years, it's the first time the kid has ever left the state of Tennessee. Oh my goodness. So we're helping to expand what they think is possible and know about the rest of the world, which is that's always a good thing, no matter how that gets done. So being a part of Nashville that way through the schools has really been powerful. That is amazing. Yeah. Well, I know the program at one point we only thought that shoes, but now it's newly worn clothes as well. So clothes have become an important part. A lot as the retail world kind of consolidates, and there's a whole other story to talk there, which is a lot of hardship for people. But apparel companies are also footwear companies, so they would say, hey, can you take clothes? So it started really with our corporate partners, and then we started looking around, and right now we're just collecting clothes, used clothes in Middle Tennessee, but we fill a 25,000-pound container every 6 weeks right now. Oh my goodness. Which is remarkable to me. That is remarkable. Right? And we're starting to expand that program in a few other locations. But with the new clothes from our corporate partners and the clothes that we're collecting here that are used, it's having a tremendous impact financially on the organization. It's part of our social enterprise. And it's also been a big boost to our partners around the world who now can add clothes into what they sell. Clothing, this is interesting, man, because I didn't know. Clothing is not as lucrative as shoes. As shoes? Yeah. Shoes are harder to come by. Right. Clothing wears out a lot faster now, right? Fast fashion, there's all these other trends that clothing is not as durable, and that's not been as dramatic for the footwear world, and so high quality used shoes are still in really high demand. Right. But when you combine those two, so now an entrepreneur has, like, I can serve all of you, it's really a boost for them. Wow. Well, we're going to talk more with Buddy. We got to take a break, and we'll be back with more right after this.